The Tangent Egg podcast is aimed at a mature audience. It contains themes that are not appropriate for all listeners. It's important to note that we are not experts. We routinely have no idea what we're talking about and are just three idiots sitting around a table. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to Tangent Egg podcast. I'm Seth, and as always with me are Swoosh and John Doe.
Hello!
Hi.
Right, I'm ripping the band-aid off. We're going to get the thing that we have to talk about because it's the biggest fucking thing happening right now, and we're just going to get it out of the way so we can move on to just talking about dumb shit like this show's really about.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything going down in the Middle East is a little fucked.
It is exceedingly fucked.
It's not a little fucked. It is very fucked. It is very, very
supremely fucked.
Every day, new stuff seems to come out that just makes it even more fucky-wucky, and that makes me very hesitant to talk about it because by the time this goes up, everything we talk about could be completely invalidated, out of date. We either are or aren't in World War III.
Yeah.
But
which is a fucking scary thought, considering
it is.
From when we record this to when they release this. Like, goddamn.
What could happen? Because originally it's like, oh, this is a funny thing. And then it's like, this is getting more and more likely to happen.
Guys, this is
how
being
worried
funny.
Do I need to be?
You can stop it now.
It has been confirmed, though, I won't have to be drafted because I have the diabetes, and apparently that exempts me. So
mental psychosis, yeah.
Yeah!
I can cut off a finger.
Just ship you off.
Can't fire a gun if you have no trigger finger.
No, you can be our guy on the ground.
But that's my mouse button. That's my mouse finger.
But yeah, no. Horrible things happening. I would rather none of it be happening at all.
Look, I'll just like absolutely broad strokes it. 100% go look in. I mean, how you could not know this anyway, I don't know. But like, complete broad strokes. Israel shot Iran. Iran shot back. The United States tried to blow up their nuclear facilities. Apparently, it didn't work. And that's about where we're at right now, as far as I'm aware. Sorry. Iran shot at a American base, but like completely missed.
Yeah, they also told them like ahead of time, like, we're shooting at you.
Yeah,
like they followed the rules of war, which is more than can be said for other people.
Point is, like, that's your broad strokes of what's happening. Like it's a mess, and like I said, every day I wake up to different news or new news about what's going on. So I don't really want to get too much into it other than to acknowledge that it's fucking happening and it could kick off into something crazy.
I just want Trump away from it because he seems to think posting shit on Truth Social means that it's a thing. Because he's like, oh, there's a ceasefire. Apparently this was not substantiated by anyone. It's like, he's just saying don't do it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay.
Well, because he seems to act like America just by existing. Oh, yes, we're the parent in this situation. We say don't do that, you don't do that.
I honestly blame American movies for it because every movie is like, oh, the most powerful man in the world, and they're always referring to the American president.
Yeah.
And I think, well, all Trump knows is movies.
I'm pretty sure the only movie he's ever watched about America is Team America.
Yeah.
It's the only way you can have that attitude.
No, the only movie he's ever watched is just over and over again Home Alone 2, because he plays a cameo in it.
Anyway, that's the big thing. It's happening. It could turn into a giant shit show, more than the shit show it already is. We've acknowledged it.
Yeah.
Now we can move on to the dumb shit that we normally talk about.
Actually, before we move on, one quick thing. If it all unravels, do we just continue posting as normal? Because I'm keen for that. Just
ignore the world.
3 months down the line, and it's just like, how many rats did you kill today? Like, 4 of them. They were juicy buggers.
Let's face it, you'll get your post-apocalyptic... We will be the main post-apocalyptic podcast from Australia.
Yeah. We'll keep going. You're fine.
I mean, we may turn into some kind of amorphous, horrible blob of flesh fused together from nuclear radiation, but,
I could see the 3 of us being ghouls, just wandering around.
Yeah.
Great.
So, let's just completely change from that. Let's talk about a TV show. I watched the first 3 episodes of Ironheart. actually pretty good. And I cannot believe I'm saying that because her character in Wakanda Forever was one I did not like.
Yeah. I've also been a bit sus on any of the Marvel TV shows at the moment. I'm hoping they're getting better.
They kind of lampshade themselves in the show. It's basically just Ocean's 11.
Oh, fair.
So the first episode kind of sucks because it really wants you to kind of... It needs Riri to be in a really certain place in her life to make it work. And that is downtrodden with no help. Which doesn't make any sense since she literally knows Shiri from Wakanda, who is currently the Black Panther and Queen of Wakanda.
Yeah.
If Riri needed anything, she's literally got a telephone to the most powerful person on the planet. So, the idea that she can't get lab space to do whatever she wants with her suit is dumb.
Yeah. It's also the weird thing, the trope of, you're like really smart person, graduated like really early, got into uni and shit, and then they were a prodigy and they were making advanced tech, they would already be on the payroll of some of those big corporations. Yeah. If it's not Stark Industries, it's fucking, what's Iron Fist's one? Rand Industries. Like, one of them would have picked them up. Because it's like, even a villain would have gone, I want that one.
If the government of Wakanda didn't already own fucking labs and things elsewhere in the world.
Yeah. You could just go to one of those outreach places, go, yo, I know the Queen, hook me up, yo. And you get done. And like, I know there's an argument that like she wants to do it for herself, not just have all this advanced stuff handed to her. Cool. Have Shiri set you up some fucking shack. Do it yourself, but do it somewhere where it makes sense. She goes back to MIT for some fucking reason. She goes there, and while at MIT, builds another suit. So, does that mean MIT owns a version of the Iron Man armor now?
Oh, it would, because they always have those things in their
well, a student develops something here, we kind of own it.
That would be interesting. Maybe they'll bring that in later. Make MIT the bad guy.
Well, I mean, I was talking with my housemate and was suspecting this might be a minor setup for Armor Wars, which is when, like, a lot of villains get a hold of Iron Man armor.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But the point is she has to leave the MIT kicks her out for some fucking reason. Like, yeah, I know she's appropriating stuff and she blows some shit up, but it's like she made Iron Man armor. Like, shut up.
There's gonna be fucking leeway.
After a certain point, property damage pales in comparison to you just made a thing. That's fucking
especially because she made a better suit than Tony did, because Tony's one had to run on the arc reactor.
Yeah.
Which, mythical power source. Like, it's got all this energy. You can do everything with the arc reactor. Hers is powered by wind and solar.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So apparently she's got compressed down into her Iron Man suit wind and solar good enough to do the same job as the arc reactor.
That's okay. The thing that always annoys me with superheroes who make tech is that they never release the tech. Like Wayne Tech, like all the shit for Batman. It's like you could make all this stuff for a bunch of the cops so they're not being fucked over by villains, and supply it to them. Like, no, I want to run around and punch people.
Yeah, give them effective body armor.
That is dumbing it down to an nth degree, but it's just
point is
so weird.
She gets kicked out of MIT. She goes back to her old neighborhood. And, she's all downtrodden. She's, like, begging for scrap metal. And, of course, then some dude randomly pays for the supplies she needs. It's like, come do a job with us. And I was really skeptical because the main villain for this show is the Hood. If you don't know who the Hood is, the Hood is a demonic cloak. Yeah. It's not a person. It's a piece of clothing.
But it's like the evil version of Doctor Strange's thing. Yeah.
Good way to put it. They really early in the show acknowledged that it's an evil cloak.
I love that.
Like, the dude, like, when he uses its powers, like, something's happening on his skin, and, like, he has, like, conversations with whispered demonic voices that are coming from the cloak. So it's like, they really quickly early on are like, the cloak's evil.
Yeah. Cursed items, aren't they fun?
And he's basically like, he gets a whole bunch of, like, international badasses. Like, this person nearly got screwed over, but they're a hacker. These people were, like ultimate fighters, and they're a brother and sister team, and they were scamming people in like, fist fights. And this person's, like, an explosive expert, and she was gonna, like, go to jail, but we got her out of it, so she comes and works with us. It's the whole Ocean's 11 thing. And yeah,
nice.
they just... The whole idea is that they're gonna rip off billionaires.
I love that idea, so I'm probably going to have to give this one a shot, because I've heard good things already.
I don't want to spoil the episode 3, like, mic drop. Because they're releasing the show in 2 batches. The first 3 episodes are out, and then next week the next 3 episodes come out, and that's the whole season. But the episode 3 mic drop is like, fuck, that is so good. Yes. I don't really want to spoil it, but it's really good. But yeah, it's basically just Ocean's 11 with an Iron Man suit.
I am completely okay with that. That's definitely something I have to check out, I think.
I mean, it's got some other, like, weird quirks. Like, she tries to create an AI by brain scanning herself, and then the AI basically becomes her dead best friend. I don't get why, but it happens. And that's a whole thing. But,
it's a choice.
Yeah. The thing that's weird, though, is, like, they try and play up a lot more of the trauma for Riri in her past.
Yeah.
Like, her stepdad... I think... No, is it her dad or a step? I can't remember. Father figure.
Parental figure number 2.
Gets shot and killed in a drive-by, and so did her best friend. There's a bit where they go back to the garage it happened, and the AI version of her friend, like, she starts to spiral, and the AI version of her friend brings her out of it, and she's like, how did you do that? Do what? Only Nat could ever stop me spiraling. How did you do that? Bitch, you remember her doing it. Of course the AI can do it.
Yeah, there was a brain scan. It gets all the memory.
It's there's weird stuff like that that's like... but like, overall...
That just seems more like the writers just being weird.
I don't think they quite knew what they wanted to do with the AI character.
Yeah.
But it's fine. Like, for the most part, it works. It's actually pretty good. And yeah, this whole heist thing is really working for me as a concept. And like I said, the episode 3 mic drop thing, it's consequences for her actions. And it's like, damn, those are some consequences.
Nice. All right, I'm going to have to give that a shot.
Yeah, like, I was ready. Like, I sat down and I watched the first episode, and I'll freely admit, you're going to need to push through the first episode a bit. It's watchable, but it's not great. It's episode 2 and 3 where they start the whole heist thing, where the show gets good.
Nice. All right.
I sat down and was so ready to just, like, come on this show and be like, it's garbage, it's shit. Riri wasn't good in the movie, and she's not good in her own TV show. She's not that bad. It's a pretty good show. It's pretty watchable.
I like it. I think the last Marvel TV show I actually enjoyed was the Hawkeye one.
Loki?
Actually, Loki, good point.
Come on, Loki season 2 was great.
I think my brain just sees that as something completely different, because in my head, like, no, that's the good thing. You don't touch that with the bad stink. But
Hawkeye was good.
Other than Hawkeye was fun.
I mean, I don't really remember the Marvel TV shows super well.
The only ones I remember are like
Loki,
Hawkeye.
Yeah. Actually, I'm pretty sure that's the only one I've actually watched.
Secret Invasion. Ugh.
I never actually watched that one.
It's bad. Just fucking do yourself a favor and don't.
WandaVision was pretty entertaining.
Yeah, WandaVision was good. Agatha was good.
I actually
I've got the whole list of them up here. Agatha was good. I like Daredevil. Echo was okay. Hawkeye was good. I'm liking Ironheart. Let's see if they can stick the landing. Loki was really good. Moon Knight was fun, although they were like, we're getting 1 season of that and we're never getting any more.
That makes me sad. I thoroughly enjoyed like the latter half of Moon Knight.
Moon Knight was fun. I mean, Miss Marvel, I'm on record not liking that much. Same with She-Hulk. WandaVision was good. What If was good for the first 2 seasons, and then it really sort of blurred.
It kind of wandered off and got lost.
Yeah. And I think that's all the current, like, like linked together stuff, because like there's plenty of other Marvel properties that have had some interesting stuff. Like I didn't mind the stop motion MODOK thing they did.
That was pretty fun.
I still like Hitmonkey.
Hitmonkey was odd but fun.
Yeah.
Like once you get used to the art styles, like, ooh, okay, this is punchy and entertaining.
Yeah. So yeah, at least they've got another one that I think might actually end up on balance being a dub on deck.
Nice.
And speaking of things that like had no right to be as good as they were, fucking the new Final Destination movie's actually pretty good.
I haven't had a chance to watch it, but I've heard a lot of really good things.
Yeah, they do really well with it. I think the thing they do really well. Do you care if I spoil the first kill?
No.
They do this thing where they set up what's going to kill someone really early, but not how.
Ooh.
So they're setting up a backyard barbecue. And pretty early on, someone's filling up a sink with ice, and someone breaks a cup near it. A piece of glass ends up in the ice. And of course, the first thing you think is someone's gonna drink the cup with the ice in it, and it's gonna be the glass, and that'll kill them. And for the rest of the sequence, they keep setting up little things that could have, like, potentially killed someone. Like, the barbecue's not lighting, and the guy's still got the gas running, but it eventually lights. And they do all this kind of stuff. And the shard of glass keeps moving around the party.
Oh.
Until eventually it just ends up on the lawn. Someone steps on it. And a bunch of other stuff's happening. Usual Final Destination Rube Goldberg stuff.
Yeah.
That results in a lawnmower starting, tipping back, and then them falling into the blades.
Amazing.
So it's actually the lawnmower is what kills someone, but they keep showing you this piece of glass moving around the party. Like, who's it gonna get?
I always loved the way they did that in the movies.
They did for a long time. That's what pissed me off. It just became omens and like simple kills.
Yeah.
This idea of like you can kind of see the thing and it's coming is way more interesting, and I like that. And they do that for pretty much the whole movie. It's really good.
That's good. Actually, that reminds me. Glass Onion and that kind of thing.
Yo.
Like, I know we're getting another one, but there's apparently a tie-in character from a TV show called Poker Face.
Okay.
And it's a person who just a human lie detector.
She is fucking, that show is amazing. There's a first season
I fucking love
and it is so fucking good.
The second season is really, really good. But it's in Glass Onion when he's on that group conference call and they're playing, I think it's like something. They're playing a murder mystery game. She's the chick who's there. Like, somehow she just ends up with them. But another series to keep an eye on because that one's fun.
Yeah. If you get a chance to watch that the first season of Poker Face, it is so fucking good.
It's so... They do that Law and Order criminal intent kind of thing where they show you like the murder first and then it's all the shit after. But yeah.
She also did another show, Russian Dolls. I don't know if you've watched that.
No.
Oh, was that that
is really fucking good. Yeah, it's the time loop one. That's really fucking good. She's done some weird shit and I fucking love it.
Yeah, and I remember that one. That was a really good series. I remember seeing her in a bunch of stuff. She disappears for a while, then comes back, and it's like, welcome back. You're welcome here.
So, moving on, Bungie's decided to indefinitely delay Marathon.
Yeah. Like,
who'd have thunk it?
Like, it's official now. It's not just a rumor. Like, they've indefinitely...
They've actually axed.
They would have had a massive uphill battle otherwise. Like, the best thing they could do now is, like, pull it back, say that it's indefinite, and maybe look at it again later on. Like, when something's calmed down for it. Like, it'll still have that stink no matter what. But I hope they may be able to pull something out of it.
If they left it alone long enough and tried to build up some good rapport again, they might be able to revisit it, but I think they've just kind of screwed themselves now.
Yeah.
I mean, there's definitely going to be a lot more scrutiny on Bungie for anything they put out, let alone if they get around to actually trying to relaunch Marathon.
Yeah. Like, that entire fucking, what was it, the early access thing is just, no, it was bad.
The thing that killed it was we stole someone's artwork.
That too, yeah, that did no favors for them.
And I mean, like, that game was supposed to be coming, I think it was September, was the original release date for Marathon. So, yeah, the fact that they're like, we're shelving this for I don't know how much amount of time.
Yeah, like, that just has to be someone higher up in Microsoft or, like, whoever owns Bungie at the moment. Just be like,
I think it's Sony.
Yeah.
Yeah, just, if it's Sony, it's like someone upstairs would have seen the bad pressing on, go away, we're going to write you off as tax.
Yeah.
But, like, hopefully it might lead to another Destiny. It might lead to something new there. But it might take some of the guts of it. Like, they didn't have a great alpha. When it came out against that Dice game.
Arc Rider.
Yeah, that. When it came out against that, trying to compete in the same sort of genre, and how fucking little polish there was on it, if it didn't come out against that, and it was its own little thing by itself, it may have done better.
Yeah.
It would have had a better chance at the very least.
So I think they've done the right thing in cutting ties, like cutting it off before they put more fucking money into it. And hopefully they can pull something out of the guts of it and put it into something else and say, okay, well, this is what we're doing now. But
okay,
that would be good.
If for some reason you can hear me, make it a single player, you fucking pussy.
Yes.
Yes. God, I miss the fact that they used to make single players.
But Arc Riders was meant to be a fucking like a co-op looter shooter, and then they made it fucking multiplayer extraction. I want myself a co-op. I enjoy that.
Stop making me have to buy Borderlands to get that. Someone else do it.
Stop making me have to play with other fucking people.
Things are still kind of, backlashing for Borderlands 4 as well, though. That's still, normally the news cycle moves on pretty quick, but this is still popping up in my feed. People are still pissed.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's a big push to potentially boycott Borderlands 4. And I get it.
No, that's fair. Like, they have made some bad decisions in the past and burnt a lot of people. So,
mostly Randy Pitchford decisions and things he's said, and maybe we can finally hit him with a baseball bat.
At some point, someone just needs to, put him in an office. Like, this is your office, champ. You're making all the big decisions. And then just anything that comes out of this room, you ignore. You don't interact with him. Here's his own little exit and entrance. He's over there. Just make him a silent partner.
Yeah. Let him cash his checks, but not say or do anything.
Yeah, if you turn up the premises, we will remove you. Actually, along the same lines as Bungie, wasn't Microsoft doing some stuff recently?
They're looking to lay off people as part of the Xbox gaming division. A thing I called months ago when they started suggesting they were gonna
pivot away
from hardware. It's then what are your hardware teams gonna do? I don't know if that's where they're coming from because it's all Xbox game division.
Yeah.
But
I assume that's where it's going to be, because their most recent, the handheld console that they've got coming out isn't something they've made. It's something that they've jerry-rigged.
Sorry, something that's really fucking pissing me off.
Fair.
The new Xbox ROG Ally thing.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, Xbox made this. It's Xbox.
No, they didn't. They didn't.
No, wait. Here's the thing. Xbox recently announced that they've done a partnership with MetaQuest to do a version of the MetaQuest for the Xbox. And everyone's like, it's not an Xbox product, it's a MetaQuest. Fuck you! Neither of them are from Xbox!
Yeah.
Oh, God. Fans in general are strange things. They'll always pick and choose.
It's making me grumpy, man. It's making me grumpy. Of course, it's same thing's happening with the Switch. Half the content creators who were shitting on it for the last 6 months have suddenly started gassing the product.
Yeah, that was a weird heel turn because that popped up on my
really isn't, because angry people gets you more clicks and more views. If you can rile people up before it comes out, and then suddenly it's out and people are going to enjoy it, so now you need to get on that crowd because the angry ones weren't going to buy it in the first place.
Yeah.
Look, I get
nothing
why,
else, it at least shows why influencers are idiots and you shouldn't listen to them. Don't listen to us either. We're idiots as well.
It feels more annoying when it's like you can't stick to a principle. Oh, you want to shit on the thing for the entire run-up to the thing. Cool, then don't buy it. Oh, now it's out and you want to, like, gas it up like it's awesome? Fuck you!
Or at the very least, admit what you've done. Like, if something weird happens and, say, Star Citizen comes out tomorrow and it's fucking amazing, I will
start the show with,
I was right.
Fucking
good. No, my bad. If you take some kind of accountability, fucking great. But none of them that I've seen, there might be some out there, but none of the ones that have come across my feed or anything are doing that.
No.
They're just something, it's a great thing. It's like, wait, no. I'm getting whiplash. Like, you gotta slow down that transition there, man.
Sorry, the minute you mentioned that, it was just like, just this thing with the Meta Quest and everyone being like it's not an Xbox thing. It's like, where the fuck were you people like a month ago when I felt like the only person who was angry about this?
But back to that original point, like they weren't making their own in-house hardware kind of thing, so that's a bunch of people you can kind of get rid of, especially now that they've got that deal with them. And they are definitely moving towards being a digital product as opposed to a hardware product.
They want to have Xbox games be everywhere you play instead of you play them on Xbox.
And I don't hate that. I kind of really want that.
Yeah.
Because at this point, Game Pass could be a decent competitor for Steam.
The biggest problem, though, is the eternal one that's been like circling around to do with games ownership, because you own games even less on Game Pass than you do on Steam. And you don't even own them on Steam.
Yeah. Well, at least with like Game Pass, I know it's a subscription.
Yeah.
And if I don't pay it, it goes away.
Yeah, but the thing happens, like we've seen it happen with TV.
Yeah.
Everyone wants their own subscription platform. And if you become the big dog, well, then you get to start setting the prices.
Yeah.
Yeah, Game Pass is awesome value right now at $20. What about when it's $30? $40?
Yeah.
At that point, it would come down to they'd have to be like bangers of games being dropped every month.
Unless they've killed all of their competitors and they can do what they want.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's the Amazon model, and most big companies like to try and do that.
Definitely.
Not saying it's going to happen, but it's like, like we gas up Game Pass a lot on here because we do like the service, and I'm not going to pretend I don't use it and that I don't very much appreciate what I get out of it. But
we're also realistic in a sense. Also, I'm pretty sure most of the people on this podcast are pessimistic as fuck. So at least I am. I don't trust humans. Humans suck.
Yes.
And Game Pass is owned by Microsoft, who are a very large company, and you don't get that big by being nice. So, beware the corporate dogs.
Of course, speaking of games ownership, Stop Killing Games is coming to its last two hurdles that it can try and make.
Oh, what a segue.
And,
oh, shit.
Unfortunately, things aren't looking good.
Yeah.
We haven't had much traction with it. Unfortunately, one of the big ones is the EU one. But to even get that one on the table for them to look at, they need, I think it's like 1 million signatures, and they've only got just shy of half that.
Yeah.
It's not looking great.
No.
I hope they get it. I mean, I signed up petition.
Yeah, me too.
Back when that was a thing. Yeah.
I signed it. I harassed numerous people that I know to sign it.
Yeah. I mean, I am going to straight up here admit some slight not false
misinformation?
Not misinformation. Bad bolstering, I guess.
Okay.
Because a little after we talked about that, I mentioned some stuff from Pirate Software. Which Yeah, I can see kind of the point he was trying to make, but it wasn't great. We even said that on the episode. But yeah, a lot of that seems to have been a lot of what people pointed to is why they haven't supported Stop Killing Games, and it's been kind of shit. I don't want to necessarily throw shade at Thor, but it did hurt, and I've personally kind of soured a little on him as a person. He's not had a particularly good rep lately, and I kind of want to step away from some talking about him or gassing him at all.
To me, it's the fact that he hasn't reacted well to any of his recent shit. Weirdly enough, that big WoW controversy stuck with him for fucking ages because he was playing on a classic permadeath run, and someone said run, he ran, and then that all fell into just drama.
I think the big thing was that he didn't try and help anyone else get out. He just fucking saved his own skin.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, I'm the guild, I make all of the robes and stuff. I had all the components. Like, why'd you take your components on a fucking raid?
It was stuff like he didn't have enough mana to be as useful, so he just left. We could have lost more people if I'd stayed. But, all that kind of it's not my fault, it's not my fault, it's not my fault. Look, excuse. I maybe could have done something, but I ran.
Yeah. And then the most recent stuff with the, Stop Killing Games thing, everyone pointing, saying, no, that's why I didn't do it. He's not reacted well to that.
It's a lot of people have pointed to him as the reason they didn't want to do it. He gets a lot of clout for his position as sort of like a nerd authority. He worked for Blizzard. Yeah. Not on anything that if you actually go into what he did at Blizzard, he worked in I think it was the security section of it. He didn't actually make anything at Blizzard.
No. His dad was well.
He was the director of cinematography. All those beautiful cutscenes were his dad.
Yeah.
But Thor didn't make any of those games.
Yeah.
As far as I'm aware, I'm not, and I have no interest in deep diving. From what I'm casually aware of, he didn't actually work on any of that stuff. He did work at Blizzard, and he did do good stuff there, but he didn't. Yeah, he wasn't that deep in it. So he gets a lot of cred for that. So a lot of people just sort of lift him up, and I'm not going to pretend I did a little bit too, because it was like, oh, someone who's a game dev who's worked in these sort of industries for a while feels like a bit of an authority. And then I've sort of learned a little bit more about him and some of the stuff he's been caught up in, and it's like, I don't really want to gas you anymore.
Pretty much. It's just, I'm going to let you go over in the corner and
you be you, man. If you've got a community and a bunch of people who like you, A+'s, go hang out with them. I'm not really one of them anymore.
I'm not going to engage with you anymore. I'm just going to be over there.
Yeah.
Which, it happens, unfortunately, because, creators change, their opinions differ.
I don't think it's necessarily that his opinions have differed, but he's got a very, I'm the authority.
Yeah, he's very hard line in I'm right in this matter.
And, apparently he talked to Moist Critical about the Stop Killing Game stuff, and according to Charlie, and I have no reason to necessarily, not believe Charlie, since he's got, he's got a pretty fucking good rep as far as YouTubers go.
I see him as the Keanu Reeves of YouTube.
Kinda, yeah. So I kind of am inclined to believe him when he says that Thor was very... No. It's not that I misrepresented Stop Killing Games. You don't understand my point.
Yeah.
And that's not good.
It's like everyone missed the point, but it's not like maybe you put the point out wrong. You could have explained it better.
Or at least, instead of just looking at the information, taking your own interpretation and throwing that out there as fact, maybe try and contact the bloke. Say, hey, look, what are you trying to do? You have a platform. You can do that.
Well, according to Thor, he didn't want to. Apparently, Ross's community was coming to him, being very aggressive and dogpiling him on his opinions, and he was just banning anyone who brought up Stop Killing Games in his chat.
Yeah.
So he was already jaded against it.
Yeah.
He's always been very big on the ban hammer, but now it's the framing is different. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, no, that is a bit sus. It's like,
Yeah, and he's like, oh, I've always fought for to make people understand game development more and all this kind of stuff. It's like, man, I went to uni for this. Yes, I've never been in industry. I will freely admit that. But I am aware of how to build a game, and it's not that hard.
Yeah.
Hell, he makes points of that right up until it's convenient for him to say it's really difficult.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like most people.
Because if you see any of his streams and stuff, and people ask him, like, what's it like to get into games? Like, can I do that? And he's like, yes, it's easy. Do this, and you can get into making games. But now when it's like, oh, hey, like, we think people should leave games in a functional state after you're done with them, he's like, it's too hard.
Yeah.
They'd have to do this thing. It's like, but they've been doing that thing for other games. It's not that difficult.
If it's planned for when the game's in development, you can account for it at the end. Games that are already out, sure, it's going to be hard for. But if it's taken into account, it can be made a lot fucking easier.
Definitely. And that's all like we really want. Like future games to stop this. Like don't build in obsolescence or the ability to destroy them.
But then they can't charge you more for the re-release later.
Yeah. I hate how true that is.
But boiling down, the big point though is getting back to it. Stop Killing Game is finishing up. If you're in the UK or the EU, jump on their site, check it out, sign the petitions, try and get over the line, particularly the EU. If we get it over the line in the EU, Jesus Christ, that'd be a win.
Oh, once it gets in there, it's near impossible to get that out again. It's like, yes! Good.
EU's like the ACCC if it was a country.
Yeah.
Well, conglomerate of
coalition of countries, but yeah. A conglomerate, just a blob of country.
And unless we want to talk more about that thing we talked about at the start, open floor to you guys.
Yay! Floor is fun.
I did my bit. I ranted for 15 minutes about
that is fair.
Ironheart.
That is very fair. The thing is, like, I would talk about games, but we are recording our might play after this, so I can't really do that. I'm just trying to think, what else did we have on the docket?
There really wasn't a lot.
No, we have to go through another genre of game.
That's for, all right, let's do this.
Give it a crack.
20 minutes. Let's make 20 minutes out of this. All right, Swoosh, pick one.
You underestimate my power.
I know we could rant about this for the full hour if we wanted to.
I think I know one that Swoosh could talk about for a while, but I want to see what he picks.
There's so many. I've just got like the genre tab open. I'm going to go with casual game.
Okay, define casual game.
That's a good point. What is the actual thing?
Literally anything can be a casual game. Anything
That's the problem with like any genre. Actually, you know what? Instead, massively multiplayer, like MMO.
Okay. It's been a long time since I really played any MMOs. And I'm guessing we're talking traditional MMO, like a WoW, not like games that just have multiple players.
I'd say you'd be able to lump in like the proper MMOs, that kind of stuff, the Final Fantasies, all that kind of stuff, like the online ones. I'd say things like Ark or those kinds of ones probably wouldn't qualify because they're not massively.
Because you could also consider like Fortnite to be an MMO, massively multiplayer online. Like, so if you're going MMO RPG, then that's going to cover your WoW crowd, like your WoW style.
I'd say MMORPG. That's probably a good way of putting it.
So, well, I think we all played WoW at some point.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Never spent a cent on WoW.
Oh, nice.
I avoided that digital crack.
Fucking lucky. I played from original through to Lich King, and then I gave up. So I had mates who kept playing. Apparently it was really good, but I'm one of those people who just like, I would make a character, get it up to a certain level, and get like, all right, new thing, and just start it again.
I played Vanilla. I skipped Burning Crusade. I was there for the launch of Wrath of the Lich King. Then dropped out again. Came back for the Deathwing one. I can't remember which one that one. Cataclysm. It came back for Cataclysm. And some friends got me to play it again for a little bit when Warlords of Draenor came out. And that's been about it.
I remember I lost a lot of time to it back in high school. I played a lot. Me and my sister were both pretty active on it. And I enjoyed it. Like, it's back in the old days where it was all the training for mounts and things cost so much fucking gold. And it was so hard to get gold back then. Like, you would get up to level 25 and you'd have maybe 10 gold. And then, like, to get a mount was like 60 fucking gold. Whereas now, the training's 2 gold and you get that just for joining the game. It's like, I
remember the very first day of uni, we were all told, uninstall WoW. If you want to survive the first term, uninstall WoW. And so many didn't, and so many fucking dropped like flies.
Every time. It was always the way. It's like, what were you doing? I was playing WoW, I was raiding, and I forgot to do things. Like, Bud, no.
You're paying like 30 grand to be here. Fucking do the work.
But other than WoW, the one that really stands out for me will always kind of be Final Fantasy 14. Because that's the only MMO I've ever reached endgame in. Like, I reached endgame content and was considered relatively okay at my summoner position. Because I was playing with a group of people from uni. But
I played with that same group back in Final Fantasy 11.
That was an interesting, like, group dynamic, because the guy who did all our shot calling on raids or, like, missions was our healer. And I have never had a better experience, because normally a tank just keeps fucking going. It's like, calm down, stop, just pull the leash. But when the healer's going, that one next, that one next, that one after that, it's so much more smooth.
I don't think that's necessarily because he was the healer. I think he was just good at that task.
He also was very good at that task.
Because, like, he knew how to, like, he really understood. When I was playing with him back in 11, he understood how everyone in the group's characters worked.
Yeah.
So he wasn't just like, oh, that's the target. He could then be like, and you need to use this ability now. So you could kind of, like, play your character, but if there was something he needed out of your character right now, he knew how to ask for it.
Yeah.
So it didn't feel like, oh, I'm going through my rotation and, okay, and I've missed something that he's been able to see. He can then capitalize on it, have me help out, do this thing, and then we're doing better. I think it was more that he was just good, more than it was necessarily the healer as the shot caller made it good. If you
ever want to see those people in action, they actually do have a YouTube channel, and they've recently resurfaced. Like, they're starting to do content again. I've been seeing that pop up. But on their, I think it's called The Onions, is the YouTube channel. On there, you'll find at least a couple of the streams where I'm in the background as their summoner, just doing dumb things. I still, like, have very happy thoughts of that game. Primarily, the one that stands out is Big Kev, because we're on, like, as Australians do, we find a Japanese server and just Poland there. We just kind of walk in and say, "This is ours now. You're welcome to stay though. Please help us." But it's like, just. We were running around in one of the low-level areas to start the first primal instance, I think, for Ifrit. And we saw a guy run by. His name was Big Kev. And every Australian of our age has gone, Big Kev.
Big Kev.
So we just chased this guy around going, Big Kev! Big Kev, are you excited? Are you excited, Big Kev? And this poor Japanese man, who has no idea of what he's done on the Australian server, he's like, why is because one of the people who was, like, helping us was learning Japanese, and she's like, oh, I won't use the translator, I'll just talk to him. And it's like, he is really confused, guys. It's like, oh, but yeah, apparently we're not the only people who've been running around chasing him, yelling about being excited. The great thing about that is, right after we had the aforementioned healer come back from doing a run, it's like, hey guys, are you ready to jump in? And we're like, yeah, this will be great. We found Big Cat. We got distracted, pulled into the instance, and realized our tank, our normal tank, is on his archer build because he wanted to level it. I'm still DPS. we've got another DPS and a healer. We're just like, we have 3 DPS and a healer. What do we do? So I summoned my little Titan, and she's like, go forth, my willing sacrifice. Distract the giant thing.
Those Final Fantasy games kind of, like, if you are willing to push the edges, are really able to, like, do some dumb shit. I always remember the stupidest thing I ever did in 11 actually got the whole guild to come out and watch me do it because it was so stupid. I was playing a race called Galka who don't do magic.
Yeah.
But I was leveling a mage class. And I couldn't get a good party composition for the low-level area I was trying to level in just off the pub group. So I just kind of conglomerated a thing together. And then someone asked what I was doing, and I was like, okay, so I'm on my red mage, which is not... it's a versatility class, not a good power, damage, or healing. It's like, okay, so what are you doing? I'm main tanking on a red mage. I'm also the main healer, and I'm pulling all the mobs. At which point my entire guild went, you're doing fucking what? And I ended up sitting in this low-level area with my, like, these are all people with, like, super high-level characters just sitting there watching me do this, and with this random party of just people, just being like, what the fuck are you doing, you idiot?
Nice. But we would be remiss if we didn't also mention Guild Wars 2 as a...
Guild Wars 2.
I dumped a lot of time into the first Guild Wars as well, but yeah, 2 holy shit, I lost time to that.
I missed Guild Wars 1. That was not a game I played. I'd heard about it, and I knew it was good, but I never got around to checking it out. So when Guild Wars 2 rolled around, I was all over that shit.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. That was such a fun one. And even though, like, everything is instanced, it's... Once you're in those public areas, though, it's still considered, there's people everywhere.
But, like, it's instanced until there's a boss battle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then everyone starts turning up for it. Like, you can walk around in the general world doing your own thing. Which I really liked. That, and I could just buy the game and not have to fucking pay for it again. The no subscription was the selling point for me.
Yeah.
Fuck
Buy one, own forever, play forever.
Yeah. I still, like, install it every now and again and go back to it. I think I've bought 2 of the expansion packs, and that's the most money I've sunk into it.
Same.
Yeah.
And those packs were pretty good value, too. And they put out plenty of free content. Their free content was really
bloody
good.
oath.
The thing that Guild Wars has done, that I think every other MMO should do, is set up instanced events.
Yeah.
So when you go into that thing and you look at the quest log, there's stuff that's like specific events that happen at a time that's part of the story of the game. And you can just click them and activate them and go to an instance and replay that event.
Yeah.
You don't miss out on things that are part of the natural story of the setting. You get to play the whole fucking story.
Yeah.
And that is so much better than most other MMOs.
Yeah,
you miss that timed event, that's it. You don't ever see it. You don't know what fucking happened.
Yeah.
Imagine if you were playing WoW these days and you were like, can I go back and just like play through the whole sundering of Durotar where fucking the Cataclysm happened? You can in Guild Wars in their version of that.
Yeah, friggin' oath.
Yeah. Which is great. And the other thing they did surprisingly well that the Elder Scrolls like MMO kind of failed at doing was they still made you feel special. Like your character was, not the chosen one per se, but you were a high up kind of feeling to you. Like you were doing well, you're rising the ranks and all that kind of stuff. They did that really smoothly.
Well, there were also other powerful NPCs that you fought alongside of. You weren't just the lone warrior carrying the world.
Yeah.
So it felt a lot more right place, right time than you were the chosen one.
Yeah. Pretty much. I really enjoyed Guild Wars 2. Occasionally I get the urge to go back and, kick it in the guts and play it again and see what happens, but...
Although...
Then I get lost in it and just, nope.
MMO that, like, absolutely fucked up what it could have been? The fucking KOTOR MMO?
That could have been so much.
It could have been amazing. So I remember playing
it. It was
pretty
good. The problem is the free-to-play version of it is so kneecapped that it's not worth it.
I've only tried the free-to-play version because I wasn't going to fucking pay for it.
The subscription version of it was pretty fun. Like, I played it at the start because I've made of ours is a massive Star Wars nerd. It's like, can people come play? I'm like, all right, I'll turn up. I rather enjoyed being a bounty hunter. That was a very fun class.
I mean, like, it's fun. Like, if you really get into it, there's good content there. I mean, BioWare actually bothered to make an MMO with a half decent story to it. I like the mechanics. I like the visuals. The problem was, for me, when I was trying to play it, was things like, you can't run until level 10.
Yeah.
Why? Because that's everything before that's a privilege of having paid for the game, is being able to run from level 1.
Yep.
Okay, fine.
That's such a fucking weird
It is
thing.
the pettiest of things.
No,
I hate
the one I hated the most was, as a player who's free to play, you can't wear rare gear.
Yeah.
One of the earliest quest rewards is a piece of rare gear.
They rarity.
So as a reward for playing the game, they hand you an item and go, pay us, so you can't use it.
Yep.
That's absolute bullshit.
And it kept and like there were lots of times like that where I get a quest reward and it was like, you didn't pay us, so you can't have that.
Yeah. I just, by that point, it's like, no, I'm done. Like,
yeah.
Once that happens like once or twice, it throws you out. It's like, no, if I have to pay for it, then I'm going to go somewhere else where I don't have to.
Pretty much. And that shit sucks.
I want more KOTOR. I love that setting. Like, the original games for it were fucking mint. But when I first found out about the MMO, I was really keen, and then, yeah.
So, there's one more I want to really throw in there that I don't know if you guys ever played. And I know I'm kind of stretching the term of MMORPG a little bit here, but PlanetSide 2.
Yes.
I did play a fair bit of
PlanetSide
2, yeah.
Now, I know it's kind of like, I'm really stretching it because we're kind of like drifting a little more into like a multiplayer shooter. But like that massive world made it feel kind of more MMO-y than necessarily
like a
It also did
have quite an RPG element in unlocking of weapons and the abilities you could do with certain vehicles and equipment. Like, it did have that kind of element to it. And holy fuck, was it massive.
Oh, yeah. Like, I rather enjoyed that game, but the problem was I was playing with someone who wanted to go, like, pro gamer. So everything became training. I'm like, nah, I'm done.
Yeah, nah, fuck that.
Yeah, games are enjoyment, they're not a fucking job.
Yeah, if games become a job, I just stop playing them. It's just, my brain doesn't like that.
But I'd sunk a bunch of time into PlanetSide. I really liked every now and then I install it, try and play it again, and be like, oh, it's moved on too far, and I have to relearn this fucking game, and I don't really want to.
Yeah, I know.
But I'll usually end up playing like a good, like another 15 hours of it before I'm like, all right, I'm out. Because I love the concept of these huge battles that happen over this planet. It's all about like supply lines and stuff. It's really cool. It's just, and at this point, they've kind of like monetized the shit out of it over the course of the game's lifetime. So it's sort of like, it's a bit rough these days, but yeah, I still like PlanetSide.
No, that's fair. I rather enjoy. I have warm, fuzzy memories of it, so I consider that one. For me, I think the one that I consider. Actually, I can't pick a favorite because there's two categories. There's one which is the one I had the most fun in, which is Final Fantasy.
That's fair.
I had a lot more fun because that was the people I was with. That wasn't the game per se. If I'm talking just game-wise, it has to go to Guild Wars 2 for me.
Yeah.
Like, they did too much right for me to say, no, this other one's better because I had friends.
I think the difference that really helped Guild Wars, you could almost play all of Guild Wars on your own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there are some points where
I went all the way through to level 80 by myself and could finish the base game.
I finished base and I think the first 2 expansions.
Yeah.
But as you start getting a little deeper into that content, it's like you kind of really do need people.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You can do it, but it's going to be rough and slow going. You really want to party up.
Yeah.
That's what I mean by, like, you can almost do the whole thing on your own. Like, you kind of technically can, and I'm sure there's probably some video of someone doing it, but in my experience, once you start getting into that back end content, it's like, whoa, get a squad, get a fucking squad.
Yeah.
Especially if you're like on our internet, because like there are certain dungeons in that game and Final Fantasy where they said that Australians would never be able to complete them just because of the latency. We then proved them wrong because fuck them.
But that's another thing I did enjoy about Guild Wars 2, in that if I did need to go through a particular area that I was struggling as a solo player, I could just load an open instance, and almost every time someone would drop in and I could just do that bit of content and then make it a solo instance again and keep going.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
They really fostered a good, like, community that wanted to help each other.
They really did, actually. Like, it's most other MMO lobbies are pretty toxic. Like, we've mentioned the Barons chat numerous times in this podcast. Like, that place was fucking toxic. Final Fantasy had a few similar ones, and anytime you're in, like, a major hub of any MMO, you turn your fucking public chat off, because
I mean, I think the worst one in Final Fantasy XI was anytime you tried to set up a non-standard team comp.
Yeah.
The minute you were like, oh yeah, we don't have a healer, but I have two other characters here who can do the job if they work together.
Yeah, we have two off healers and other stuff.
Yeah, you get two off healers are as good as one normal healer. And then you just end up with this, like, diatribe in your chat of how you're a fucking idiot, you don't understand team comp, and you fucking idiot.
Yeah. But then, in, like, you go to Guild Wars 2, and if you're just chilling with people, it's like, oh, you need a hand? I'll give you a hand.
Yeah.
Like, it's much nicer over there.
100%.
But yeah, for me, Guild Wars 2 as well.
Yeah.
You can't go
I think
past
we're
it.
all in agreement there.
Yeah.
It's a good one. And I never got around to playing Elder Scrolls, so I don't really have much of an opinion on that one.
I mean, I've said it a bunch of times. I hate the fact that the Elder Scrolls Online tries to make you feel like the most important character, and then you go to a graveyard, there's a dude doing a loop.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I am not the champion of this fucking realm.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, that's what I go to the Elder Scrolls for, not
Pretty
to be
much.
another shapeless face in Tamriel.
I want to kill those people. That's why I have quick save.
Just to also throw it out there just before we finish up, would also have thrown the Division in for that as well.
True.
Just in that sort of like soft in-between area where it's like it's got leveling, it's got stats, it's got gear.
It's kind of like the stepbrother to the genre.
I probably would have mentioned that if we did a third-person shooter.
That's fair.
Like, it is, like, sure, you can run with a squad, but like in a world, you're only with 4 other people at any one time.
Yeah. It's a bit like I would also have brought up Warframe, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I was thinking about that, but Warframe isn't, like, Warframe's even less than the Division.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, they've added some open world levels, but most of the content is still loaded into single level, not open world environment.
Yeah.
I feel like a big part of what makes something massive multiplayer is that big world.
Yeah.
You can have a lot of multiplayer components, but if you don't have the big world for them to be in, it doesn't feel like an MMO to me.
Yeah. And like the Division does have that big world, but as soon as you walk out the gate of the hub, you're by yourself. There is like, unless you take your squad with you to do something, that's where I'd probably pull back on the multiplayer side of it. It is massive. It is everything else, but yeah, it's probably why I'd throw that more into third-person multiplayer.
That's just why I was bringing it up at the end here. It's sort of
enough.
Soft, kind of fits the category. I mean, we talked about this back when we were talking about RPGs. It's like, well, what's a fucking RPG anymore?
Yeah, define, like, Division could be part RPG, but again, it's more looter shooter than anything else. But you do spend stat points to make yourself better.
So it's sort of like, I'm just throwing in there simply as like, much like, say, with PlanetSide, it's not so much the MMO thing. It's more of a squad shooter thing because you tend to mob up with people. It's sort of that, like, edge of the line. Like, is it an MMO? Is it not? Sort of area.
It's close enough, I reckon. Be like, honorable mention. We'll go with that.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Though, I will say the one that I thought you might have gone with, Swoosh, is character action shooter. your Ratchet and Clanks, your that kind of genre. I thought that's where you would have gone, or hero like mascot shooter, mascot action.
I'm waiting for you guys to fall into that trap so I can just.
His one would be mascot platformer, which would cover all of that, as well as things like Banjo-Kazooie. And
it's fair enough. See, I was thinking I was narrowing it down with that mascot shooter or mascot action. But yeah, once you said platformer, yep.
Yep. Yeah, no, that is definitely my jam.
There's two categories that I expect Swoosh to have an awful lot of opinions on, and it's mascot platformers and adventure games.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or base building sandboxes.
Survival games,
I don't want to talk to him about that. He's just going to talk for like an hour and somehow not have taken a breath.
Yes.
Well, I can round my entire thing up with those, like, now. I fucking hate them. Like,
yeah. There are certain things that you should never ask to talk to me about. Like, survival games is one of them. One Piece is another.
Talk to Swoosh.
Yeah. Like, there are certain topics that I just previous hyperfixations. To say, I'm gonna learn you a thing now. And then I don't stop to breathe.
Yeah, I think we're all kind of like that on some stuff.
We've all got something.
Yeah.
All right. We managed. We did it, boys. We managed to kill that 20 minutes of dead time with the thing we were going to spend the last 5 minutes of the episode on.
Nice.
Man, we did get a bit rambly, but it was pretty fun.
I mean, we've got opinions. We played a lot of... We're hopelessly addicted to video games. We played a lot of them.
Yeah.
Which consequently means we've had our random roll of the dice of the MMO pie.
Yeah.
We are those weird gaming elders who are just in the background, like, yes, we have been here since the beginning, but leave us alone.
We had a random roll of the dice of the MMO pie, and all three of us picked Guild Wars 2.
Maybe because it's good.
Yeah. Fucking oath.
Honestly, like, anytime someone ever asks, like, oh, what do you reckon to play if I want to play, like, online? Like, just Guild Wars 2. Off you go.
If you want an MMO.
Have fun.
That just get the base game. Costs you like $10, and you get 80 levels in a massive fucking world.
I want to know how much would it cost for you to buy Guild Wars 2 right now?
All of it? I think it's like 60 maybe with all of the...
I know I've dumped hundreds of hours, and there's still sections of that map that I've never been to.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm on their website. Let me have a look real quick.
I think it's Arena now.
Guild Wars 2 is currently free. So the base game is
base game is free.
So,
to get all of them on Steam, it's $139 for the complete collection,
it's about $25 US per expansion pack.
Yeah. What do we have? That includes expansion starter pack, the Guild Wars 2 Heart of Thorns, Path of Fire, End of Dragons, and The Living World.
4th expansion.
Yeah.
And that doesn't count all of the free content they put out, any of the seasonal content they put out. It's an amazing deal. Spend $100 on Guild Wars 2.
Yeah.
If you just need something to switch your brain off and mindlessly do stuff, like how most WoW players did stuff, great game.
Yeah. Not gonna argue on that.
Look, I'd accept a sponsor from them. Just start the counter Raid Shadow Legends.
I'll tell you what, Swoosh, they'll probably pay for your subscription.
I would fucking do it. I would do that. Just give me all the expansions. I'll spruik your product.
I mean, we're doing it. We're doing it right now.
Yeah, I'm already doing it for free.
It feels weird that, like, WoW is the... Like, I know it's because it's been around for fucking ever. I think they're up to, like, 20-year anniversary.
Something like that, yeah.
I know it's because it's been around for so long, but, like, WoW's held up as, like, this shining example with the MMO. No, fuck that. It's Guild Wars.
Yeah.
They distilled all of those mechanics down into something great.
Yes.
So, if you can't tell, we like it.
Yeah. And I mean, I played a bunch of those like shitty free to play like Korean ones as well, and I'm not even. I don't even remember their names. So the kind of thing
Maple
you play
Story,
for like a month and then fuck off.
There's a few of them around. I didn't hate them. They scratched the itch.
I generally like them more stylistically than gameplay because they're designed to be ground.
Yeah,
and I don't like grinding that much.
That's fair.
All right, I think that'll do for your lot. Y'all have a good one.
Bye.
See ya.